What's up everyone, Izzy's here, and today I got a new video for you, just going over some news that just dropped from Sega in regards to them delisting some titles from Sonic. Now, the titles that Sega announced today that will be delisted will be the digital versions of the standalone titles that will be featured in the upcoming game, Sonic Origins, on May 20th of 2022. This will of course include Sonic the Hedgehog 1, 2, Sonic 3 and Knuckles, and Sonic CD. There are a couple exceptions though. They are going to still have Sonic the Hedgehog 1 and 2 via the Sega Ages copies that you can still purchase on a Nintendo Switch. And Sonic the Hedgehog 2 will still be playable via the Sega Genesis expansion pack on NSO. Now, I just wanted to bring this to your attention just so that if anyone hasn't purchased the standalone titles yet, especially for Steam users, you will be losing your chance to purchase these games after the 20th. And I highly recommend getting them beforehand, because the ROMs that you might have right now or you'd wish to use with some of the mods that fans have created, these will be gone. So you definitely want to get on top of that before the 20th comes out. And another thing too is the classic mode that is in Sonic Origins is more than likely the Christian Whitehead versions, just with a forced crop of 4x3 and the additional lives. So if you want to get as close to the original ROM experience, then the standalone titles is looking like it's going to be the only way you can do so. Now, for me personally, I really do not like the idea of delisting any games for re-releases, because I think for preservation's sake, you should still have a library and history of the games in every state that it might have been in at one point in its lifetime. And delisting games is just a really grubby way for companies to guarantee turnover rate for purchasing a new title that they might want to remaster or remake, and it's just really bad. And we already have an example of what happens when you delist a game and the new version comes out and it is objectively inferior. And the game I'm mentioning is Grand Theft Auto. We know that debacle that happened with Grand Theft Auto, and you know, not saying that Sonic Origins is going to have a same scenario, because it is in good hands. You do have like Headcanon working on it, and some other really awesome people that help develop Mania is handling the Sonic Origins project. So that's just not really a good look, especially when you add this in addition to the pricing model of Sonic Origins. I know that there's some controversy about that. Myself, it's not too big of a deal for me in particular, just because for the price difference of only $5 US, it's not something that I feel is going to drastically change my opinion on whether or not I was going to purchase Origins. But this is coming from the perspective of an incredibly biased Sonic fan. I understand the sentiment of not supporting such a practice. I'm right there with you. You know, just seeing the table beforehand was something that was totally unnecessary. I mean, if you need a table to explain which version of a game to get, like I said in my previous video, it comes off as really silly. really silly. And Sega realized it was silly because they tried to change the chart to make it make a little bit more sense, but it's just dumb. Just being completely blunt, it's just a dumb thing that they did. And it sucks that Sega did follow suit in doing one of those grimy practices that we give flack to other companies for doing. And it's really weird seeing them do it with Sonic. And this didn't really happen that I can recall until like Colors, when they tried to do a similar thing with Colors. Yeah, I just don't like it one bit. It's awful. Now, in terms of the pricing of Sonic Origins, I think it's worth it. But price is subjective. It's either you think it's too expensive or you think it's a good price. I think it's a good deal because we're not getting just the ports again like the standalone titles. We're getting remastered, enhanced versions. We're getting additional features. We're getting a mirror mode. We're getting a museum, and all these other niceties that weren't in any of the classic re-releases. With the exception of course, Sonic Mega Collections on the GameCube, Xbox, and PS2. What was that, like the 7th gen? Was that, or 6th or 7th gen consoles? And they had like cool little comic book art and stuff like that. That was cool. But it's nice just to kind of see that we're getting a collection that is more in the vein of something similar to like a Mega Collections. Another thing, another tidbit of news, since we're on the topic of Sega, is they did also show that they're going to be delisting some games from PSN, from PS Now. Now, PS Now, they are going to be taking off a lot of their Sega games, but for me, I think it's more of a licensing thing, where because Sony's doing their rebranding of PlayStation, where they need to remove them and then they're going to possibly re-add them into the PlayStation Plus Premium service or whatever thing they're going to, well, that's what it's called, PlayStation Plus Premium. I can't even remember the names. That's how weird that service is. But just wanted to drop this tidbit of info. I am working on my Sonic the Hedgehog 2 review right now, and that should be out hopefully by the end of this week, if not early next week. I just need to get a bit more gameplay footage, and I still have to hash out the script to make sure it sounds nice and it's well presented. I'm really excited to share it with you all, and I'm really trying to keep this momentum from the channel going. I don't want to go dark for a year again. So for anyone listening, and if you gotten this far, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in, and please feel free to leave a like if you did like the video, even leave a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you haven't already. Make sure you hit that notification bell, so once the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 retro review goes live, you can definitely tune in to see it. And I do also want to shout out my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/IzziDoesIt. I'm really close to hitting affiliate, and it would mean the world to me if you can help me get past that threshold and just really solidify myself as an affiliate, because once I become affiliate, I'll be able to add cool little emotes and things like that and kind of help build a community around such a small channel. You know, when you're a small channel, got to stick together, and it's really important that you try to give people who support you something back. So that's what I want to do, is try to give anyone out there listening something cool that they can look forward to, either with like cool little emotes at my Twitch or this awesome content that I'm working on now. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me. Kind of wanted to update you all on all things Sonic. And yeah, stay tuned for the Sonic the Hedgehog 2 retro review, which will be out hopefully again by the end of this week, or as late as next week. That's kind of like my goal I'm setting out for myself. Until then, keep it locked and stay beautiful. Peace.